Hello guys, welcome back to the shed. Today we are going to replace the rear pads on my 96 Honda Civic. Okay, so please hit like, subscribe and stick around. Okay, so first make sure that you have the right pads for your car. Okay, and now with the car on the floor, using a 19mm socket, loosen all the lug nuts for both sides. Okay, I will show the procedure only for one side because it's the same, but with the car on the floor, release for both. Okay, now that the nuts are loosened, with the car still on the floor, make sure that your handbrake is loosened and that you have your front wheels blocked by something, a piece of wood or just to stop the car. Okay, and now lift the rear of the car. Okay, to lift the rear of the car, I'm going to use this towing point from the rear, and then I will jack up the car. You don't need to lift it a lot, just enough to take the wheels off the floor. Okay, now that you have the car on jack stands, proceed to removing the wheel. Now that we've removed the wheel, we can clearly see the rotor and the pads. Okay, so now we are going to remove the caliper first, right? To do that, you need a number 12 wrench, okay? And you're going to loosen this bolt in here and this one in here, okay? Okay, so I was killing myself with the wrench, so I just used a 1/2-inch ratchet, and it worked really good. Just because of the leverage. The wrench is tiny, but the ratchet is a little bit bigger, and that was enough. Okay, so now let's remove it. Okay, now wiggle this until you can get it out. Okay guys, so it takes a little bit of persuasion, but it's off. Just push it upwards, downwards, and to make the final push I just used this screwdriver just to pry it a little bit, and it just came off. No problem, it just takes a little bit of time, okay? Okay, both springs cleaned and installed as much as I can, and now for this spring. This spring is a little bit, well, it's inside the caliper and you don't need to remove it, but I would like to clean this top part and this bottom part where the pads ride. Okay, I'm not going to use the wire brush because it's not really adequate, but I'm going to use this Scotch-Brite wool or something like that. Just use some light abrasive that you can put in here. Okay, now prior to retracting the drums from the brake pad, open your reservoir and make sure that it doesn't get out. Okay, now given the options that I have for Honda in my piston pusher set, the ones for Honda are not fitting the wheel. So I'm going to use this one, M, that should be 4/4, but it seems to fit the piston just fine. Okay guys, so to retract the piston I actually needed to remove this spring. Okay, just pry it with your screwdriver and it will come out. Okay, you can see the piston turning. It's really not that difficult, just keep turning, take your time and it will retract. Okay, now that the piston is retracted, please take care not to push it too much because I've twisted a little bit this rubber boot. Okay, but it is as far as it goes without twisting the rubber boot. Okay, now I will remove the sliders and put some silicone paste in it, and I will put copper grease wherever the brake pads slide. So in here, up here, and in the spring as well. After I install it back in the caliper. To install it, I will just insert it in sideways, and I'll press it with the screwdriver. Okay guys, here are the sliders. This one is the bottom one, this one is the top one. Okay, they seem identical to me, so I just put them in order so I don't mess up, but I think they are the same. Okay, anyway, just clean them. Okay, it should be pretty shiny. And now just put some silicone paste on it. Okay, just cover it. No need to go crazy, but cover it. Once it's covered in silicone paste, just slide it back in. Okay, now that we have our sliders with new silicone paste and all the springs with copper grease, it's time to install brake pads. Okay, now with both pads in, it's really easy, just slide them in. You might have to bend the springs a little bit so that they are able to enter. Now let's see if we can put the caliper back in. Just release it from wherever it's you've held it, and just put it back in. Okay, so pretty easy. These are by hand, so I just put it by hand. But now if I can find my wrench, yeah, they should bolt right up, the other way around. Okay guys, so I'll do the same for the other side. New pads are in. Okay, Now what's left is to install the wheel back, drop the car, pump the brakes, and drive a little bit. Okay, wheels are back on, the reservoir is closed. Now just lift the car, remove the jack stands, and lower it up and torque the wheels to spec. Okay, the lug nuts should be tightened at 108 Newton meters. Okay guys, and that's it, job done. Just press the brake pedal a few times, check if your handbrake is okay or not. If it's not, you need to adjust it, and that's it. Just drive it. Thank you, see you next time.